Hello again, Doran Markowitz here from D Guitars Miami with another edition of This Week in Custom Crafted Cool Guitars. This week's particular instrument is the fourth Golden Lion guitar that I have built. I just finished it yesterday. This one is very special because, unlike the previous three, this one is actually a hollow body that is completely contoured just like the previous builds. Weighs about 7.5 pounds and it's really got a great resonance to it. It's very special for a number of reasons. One of the reasons is that it's a hollow body, like I said. The other reason is because I dedicated it to my lovely wife Dulce, which I'll get to the appointments that I put in a moment that indicate that. And the other aspect is that I used some rather vintage cool parts that my buddy Alan gave me, including a set of vintage Gibson Deluxe Kluson tuners, a vintage 50s DeArmond mustache pickup for the neck, and a vintage 60s Tasco roller bridge. Those are the parts that he gave me. So keeping with that theme, I decided to basically make this a vintage modern version of the Golden Lion. I added a vintage 60s Japanese Kent WC16 single coil in the middle, and a repro vintage Tasco style vibrato at the back here. I also decided to use a pair of vintage 50s K volume and tone pot for this, including the original knobs that I pulled out of a 3 pickup K speed bump Speed Demon guitar with the 3 speed bump pickups. The pickups were dead. I had them in the pot sitting in a box, so I figured, what the hell. Very cool sound. The volume pot is a 500K, the tone pot is a 100K, and it's got a 0.1 cap that's the old blue long cylindrical type. 5-way switching. I have a neck add switch right here to add the neck pickup with the bridge, and I have a 3-way mini toggle coil select switch for the bridge pickup. The bridge pickup is really cool because I basically built it myself. By that I mean I had it in a bag. It had one of those black plastic covers glued on. I pried off the cover and noticed that it had these clear bobbins, which is cool because then you could see the coils, and I always loved that. So I wanted to basically case it completely in epoxy and make it look like the old Bill Lawrence pickups that you'd see in the old Gibson Marauders from the 70s. And it came out really cool. It reads at about 9K, 8.8 to 9. The neck pickup reads at about 8K, or 8.5, and the middle pickup reads out at a strong 6.5K. So the pickups have very nice output. Okay, construction of the guitar is as follows. The back is 3-piece 1/4-inch red oak and Purple Heart in the middle, with an 1/8-inch red oak control cavity cover. The top is reverse of that, 2 pieces of 1/4-inch Purple Heart with 1/4-inch red oak in the middle, and the body frame itself is 1.5-inch thick poplar. So the whole thing measures out at 1 3/4 inch, and like I said, it's hollow. The neck itself is a 5-piece construction. You have 2 pieces of poplar with 2 1/4-inch strips of red oak, and the center is 7/8-inch thick Bubinga. And then I added Bubinga for the wings on the headstock to complete the width. The fingerboard itself is also Bubinga, and the binding is 1/8-inch red oak. I like to use as much wood as possible, especially oak. The nut is bone, excuse me, that I cut and slotted appropriately to be the string guide behind the 0 fret. The 0 fret and the first 3 frets are stainless steel. The remaining frets are nickel silver, and basically you have medium jumbos, and then these are my preferred tall skinnies. It's got really nice low 1/16 of an inch action. The nut width is 1 3/4. The neck width is 22 millimeters, and a nice solid C shape. It's a very comfortable guitar. It is neck through construction, even though it's hollow, because the neck itself extends all the way in just under the bridge. But the way I cut the tenon to glue it in, it's about a 1/2 inch away from the top. So nothing is touching the top. In fact, even the bridge is the only part that really is touching the top and the tailpiece. The pickups are actually mounted within the body. And you'll also notice that the bridge and the tailpiece are actually recessed into cavities that I routed. I wanted it to have a nice neck angle. You can see it's got a nice, fairly steep neck angle, but it's low profile. So I wanted it to have the arch top appeal of the bridge and so forth, but with a low profile aspect. It's got my requisite cat's eye sound hole, and if you look closely inside the sound hole, if it's possible, you can see the little dedication plate that I put in there that says "For my Dulce," and it's dated 1/4/14. And I used my wood burning tool to do that, and I even wood burned a little paw print to keep in the theme with the rest of the guitar. You'll notice that the fingerboard inlays are various puppy faces and paw prints and bones and so forth. And I also did the same thing on the headstock. Instead of my usual doubloon, I did a paw print up here, and I used a larger puppy face as the truss rod cover. She loves dogs, and we have a few, so I figured it was apropos. And on the back of the headstock is the company info wood burned, as well as the model number, which is the GL4 Dulce model. And keeping with the vintage theme of the guitar, I have a nice classic 60s Ace strap, which I think fits very well. Okay, so how does this sound? Well, it's got a very nice resonance to it before I even turn up the volume. It's got a great resonance. Alright, so here's the bridge pickup. It's bright and spanky, but it's not razory. It's got a very like broadcaster type quality to it, which is really cool. This coil by itself. It's kind of thin and nasally. Here's the neckmost coil of the bridge pickup. It's a little stronger. Put it back to humbucking, and let's add in the middle pickup. Vibrato's got very nice range to it overall, and the tuning stability is fantastic. Okay, here's the middle pickup by itself. Okay, here's the middle and the neck. Neck pickup by itself. Now, let's add the neck pickup to the bridge pickup. What's cool is that you can basically hear each decade that the pickups came from, because I mean that neck pickup is just classic 50s de-arming that you'd find on like an old Harmony Rocket. I mean, it's literally like playing a Harmony Rocket but modern. And then in the middle, this Kent, it sounds like the kind of thing you would find on a Japanese jazz box, you know, like from Univox or something. And then the bridge pickup, I tried to get it as close to like a 70s type, you know, Gibson Marauder type sound. swells very nicely. I mean, the sweep is fantastic. So what's great is because it's got that 50s wiring where the input side of the volume pot is actually the output, and the output, the center is actually where the pickup wires are wired to. If that makes any sense. The taper is much smoother. You don't lose any of the highs as you're going off. Think of it like a treble bleed circuit built in. The tone pot, because it's got that 0.1 cap, really gets very bassy. I'm debating about changing it to a .022 that I've got from the same era, but I really wanted to hear how it would sound with the original cap. Okay, so now you've heard it clean. Let's hear how it sounds with a little bit of crunch. That's the bridge pickup. And here's the neck. Bridge in the middle together. And here's the bridge and the neck. A lot of range to it. Alright, let's kick it up a notch. Get some shred distortion going on in this. One thing you'll also notice is that it's whisper quiet. Even the single coils, very little hum. Oh, and I also triple wax potted the 2 single coils, so even at high volumes, no squealage. No squealage whatsoever. I mean, these are completely ready to be used on stage in a high gain capacity. Middle pickup by itself. Now all 3 pickups together. This is really such a fun guitar. I'm very proud of how it came out. I mean, the weight is just right. The resonance is fantastic. The sustain is excellent, and you can hear tonally it's got a lot of range to it. Plus, it plays so beautifully. I'm really proud of this. I mean, there's no fret buzz anywhere. The intonation is spot on all the way up. You know, it fits my hand beautifully. Yeah, I can't say enough about it. Anyway, you get the idea. And okay. So until next time, if you have a build idea in mind that you would like to see come to fruition, or if you would like a Golden Lion of your own, or if you have any repairs that need to be done, such as a broken headstock, fretwork, electronics, finish work, whatever, don't hesitate to give me a call at 305-896-1811. Until next time, Doran Markowitz from D Guitars Miami, thanks for watching and have a great day.